Daf 35, Daf Lamed Hey of Torah summary. So we're starting with Obir, halfway down the first column. Now we were explaining the pasuk hamashpili liros bashomayim uvaaretz that Hashem descends to see in the heavens and earth, to look into the heavens and earth. And the first interpretation was that Hashem descends into the heavens and earth. And in other words, that Hashem gets involved in worlds and in the space of created beings, and that makes us people important, because when Hashem gets involved to care for what's going on there. The second interpretation is that Hashem gets involved because of shamayim ba'aretz. What does shamayim and aretz refer to? Shamayim, heavens, refers to a powerful love for Hashem with all our might, and Aretz refers to Bittul, self-nullification, that we're committed to Torah and Mitzvos, and we're doing it not because it makes us feel good, we feel fulfilled, but because that's what Hashem wants. And that's also the idea in the prophecy of Zechariah, the Haftarah of Hanukkah, talks about the nereh of Zahav, nereh of gold, which the idea of gold is from the left, which is also connected to Bittul. And therefore, when the neshama has this sense of Bittul, and it just wants to yearns to just connect to Hashem, so get out of its confinement. So that's the idea of gold, which is from Gvor. It's not pleasant; it's from afar, but it's powerful. Now, the pasuk that the whole Maimon began with, Ki Imcha makor chaim, says, "With you is the source of life." And we ask, what do you mean? With Hashem is the source of life? Hashem himself is the source of life. But now we've explained that it's with you because Hashem himself is really beyond. It's totally beyond worlds. So the idea of getting involved and live in worlds, that's only with you, with Hashem, not Hashem himself. Okay, now this concludes the Maimon, but now there's a beer, an explanation on the Maimon, which gives more detail and connects it to some Kabbalistic ideas. So there are many tzimtzumim, many contractions in order to come from an unlimited God to a world of limitation. And one of the important steps is what the Gemara and Midrashim talk about, Hashem doing mitzvos, Hashem putting on tefillin, Hashem learning Torah, Hashem davening, praying, etc. And the idea there is Hashem getting involved in something from our worlds. When Hashem puts on tefillin, his presence is manifest in tefillin, which refer to chachma, intellect of within our realm. And the same thing with Torah or davening. It's all about Hashem getting involved within worlds, and that makes the worlds more energized and more important. Now, the question is, there's two parts of tefillin. There's the tefillin itself, which are holy already before anyone puts them on. Just the idea that they're tefillin, even when no one's wearing them, is holy. But then there's doing the mitzvah of wearing tefillin. And the same thing with other mitzvahs. The mitzvah itself might be holy, the item of the mitzvah might be holy, and then you use it to do a mitzvah. Doing a mitzvah is what Hashem wants. So which is the main part? So clearly, when we do a mitzvah, that's greater than the holy item itself. Holy item is holy, but it's not the ultimate of what Hashem cares for. The mitzvah is what Hashem really cares for, and therefore the mitzvah is greater than the item that you use for the mitzvah. Now, the question then is, with us, I understand that the item exists, but it's greater when we use it for a mitzvah. But with Hashem, before Hashem puts on tefillin, there is no tefillin. In other words, before Hashem wants the tefillin and uses it, then it doesn't really exist, because everything only exists from Hashem's life force. And therefore, if before Hashem gets involved in it, it doesn't have any existence. So the explanation is that when we say that through mitzvahs, Hashem gets involved and cares for the world and therefore gives it energy, we're not saying that there was no energy before. We're saying that it was a limited amount of energy, like when someone's asleep and they're not really involved. So Hashem's not really in a clear way involved, whereas mitzvahs bring a deeper energy, a more involved energy, and a more pneumistic energy, internal energy. But it still already would exist even before Hashem doing a mitzvah with that part of the world. Now, the mitzvahs that a tzaddik does has the intention of adding light, in other words, adding Hashem's presence in high worlds, whereas the mitzvahs that a regular person does is to refine where he is. The tzaddik is already, it's all good where he is, it's all holy, and therefore his mitzvahs to help bring Hashem's presence into even the spiritual worlds, whereas for most of us, it's needed just to refine our place. And therefore, it seems that the tzaddik's mitzvahs and our mitzvahs are for totally different intentions. So the Maim explains that actually they're all for one basic intention, and it's all connected. Because the mitzvah of the tzaddik, which adds Hashem's light to higher worlds, that enables us to refine our patch within this lower physical world. That because now there's more light of Hashem present, and therefore it allows refining to a greater degree as well. The pasuk in the Nevuah and the Haftarah of Hanukkah, it talks about the golden menorah, and then it says there's Vigul al Rosh, there's this round bowl of oil above the menorah, and then there's the 7 lamps of the menorah with the 7 tubes of the menorah, and olive trees on each side. So the round bowl above, this refers the idea of being round and being above is keser, is this beyond energy that surrounds and can't quite be internalized within. Then we have the 7 lamps, which are the 7 midas, where Hashem's light can be internalized, and then we have the 7 tubes, which are also the source of the midas already beyond intellect and beyond worlds. And finally, we have the olive trees, and the idea of olives are that they are bitter, and that refers to iskafia, this subduing and the nefesh v'hamis and klippa, to specifically go against what it wants. And through this, the general idea is that we bring Hashem's presence into the world, and this is a two-way street, both Hashem coming down and us lifting up. Now, the main pathway for this is bittul, like we said in the Maimer, and in terms of the body, the idea of hair coming out of the head is like this idea of bringing Hashem down into a lower space, because hair, it's not, has a lot less life force, and that's why you can cut it, it doesn't hurt. But on the other hand, it's still coming out of the head. So that the idea of hair, it's more physical, and it's in a place, it's like similar to the idea of the sparks of holiness that are within the physical world. And in order to bring down Hashem's light into the physical, this is through bittul, through being totally committed and ready for whatever Hashem wants. There's 2 levels of commitment. One is commitment to specific mitzvahs. The other is just a general commitment to whatever Hashem wants. That's like the difference between Shema, a general commitment, and V'hayim Shemaya, commitment to specific mitzvahs. And of course, the general commitment that we're committed, whatever you want, Hashem, that's the higher level. And therefore, it is that level which brings the makif, this gul al rosh, this round above the top of the menorah, which refers to Kesser, the crown, comes through the commitment to Hashem no matter what, all-encompassing commitment rather than a commitment to specific mitzvahs. So now, going back to the original pasuk, Imcha makor chaim, that with Hashem is the source of life. It doesn't say you are the source of life. It says with you is the source of life, because Hashem himself is really beyond worlds. But he does descend into worlds, either into shamayim and aaretz, into heaven and earth, or through shamayim and aaretz, through our love of Hashem is the heavens, and our bittul, our commitment and self-nullification, that is aaretz, earth. And then finally, the second half of that same pasuk concludes, Baruch nereh, in your light will be seen, or we will see light. It also, nireh also means we will see, because when Hashem gets involved in worlds, so that and through our mitzvos, so that makes us puny little creations suddenly more significant and important.